I hear the same sentence from women in leadership every day. I hate shopping. And don't get me wrong, I 100% understand, even though I personally love shopping, because the truth is, if you have to go shop at the last minute, hoping you're going to find something in a store that doesn't even carry things you actually want without having any plan or even knowing what you're looking for, of course you're going to hate it. But don't worry, we're going to fix this. In this video, we're going to talk about the real reason shopping for clothes fails successful women and how to change it. Hi, my name is Basia Richard and I'm a former celebrity stylist turned personal stylist, and for the past 15 years, I've helped executives, directors, CEOs, and entrepreneurs walk into a room and immediately look like the woman in charge. I work with clients inside a Dress for Impact program, as well as one-on-one. If you want to learn more about how we can work together, you'll find more details in the description below. So let's get started. As a stylist who's been doing this for many, many years, I've worked with celebrities for a long time, and I've shopped for commercials, editorials, as well as individual clients that I work with right now. And I can tell you, I've spent thousands of hours shopping. There were days where I would shop for 12, 14 hours straight, to the point where by the end of the day, I was so brain dead, I didn't even know if what I was looking at was good or not. But I absolutely love doing this. It's a part of what I do for my clients, and I totally understand why you would hate doing it and why shopping fails you, especially if you are a woman in leadership. You're busy, you have limited time, and the last thing you want to do is run for a department store hoping they're going to have what you need, for example, for like an upcoming conference. So in this video, what I want to do is to talk about the real reasons shopping fails you, what you might be doing wrong, and how to change it. So not only are you going to spend less time doing this, but you're also going to be much more successful in actually finding what you're looking for. So number one, you're shopping without having established your image, your style, or how you want to show up in those important rooms. And this cannot be more important, because if you don't have clarity on how that wardrobe should look like, of course you're not going to find it. Because when you look at clothes, you don't know why you like them, you don't know how to wear them, and you don't know where to find them. And overall, you are very confused about what to even look for. So having that clear idea of who you are when it comes to clothes is really strategic. And this is literally what I always do with all my clients, whether they work with me inside the Dress for Impact program or we working together one-on-one. The first thing we always figure out is who they are when it comes to their clothes and how they want to look when they walk in those important rooms. And, we don't just talk about it, what style they like, whether they like, let's say, classic or preppy or romantic. That's just a category. We get more nitty-gritty because this is what actually helps us shop for pieces they're going to wear. So usually what I do with my clients is, first we get very specific on like colors, patterns, textures, types of elements they want to add into their wardrobe and see themselves wearing. And then we create a mood board that represents their desired image, so they have a very clear idea of what it actually looks like. And just by doing this small step, it already helps narrow things down to specific brands and stores that they will carry specific pieces they are looking for. So having that clarity on your image, on your style, and very specifically what that looks like for you is, really, I would say, like the first step before we even talk about shopping. This is also why you keep buying the same things that are more generic and more bland, because you haven't figured out, the image that it's specific to you. And because of that, you default to what looks, professional, right? In your environment, which most of the time is what everyone else is wearing. And that's why later on, your wardrobe ends up looking extremely dated, generic, and bland because you were shopping before you had clarity on how you want to look for your role and for the rooms that you're walking into. Number 2, you're shopping with no plan. And what do I mean by that? When you go shopping, you need to be very, very specific about what you're looking for. And I'm not talking about like a general category. So for example, pants, right? If you are shopping for pants, what kind of pants? Are they wide leg, pleated, cigarette? What fabric, what fit, what rise? You want to get really, really specific what you are looking for. You need to have a plan of exactly what you want because that's what makes shopping actually work. And yes, you can absolutely have a sales associate help you, but they don't know who you are. They don't know your shape, what you're dressing for, or what you already have in your closet. So having that clarity on what you're specifically looking for makes it so much easier to actually find it. So for example, if you walk into a big department store like Bloomingdale's, and you tell them you're looking for navy pleated pants that are high-rise with a wide leg. Do you see how much more specific that is, right? Now they can actually help you find exactly what you're looking for. So the next one is buying whatever you see on a mannequin. And I hear this from my clients as well. And this really comes down to not knowing what to do with your wardrobe or how to actually put outfits together. So usually you walk into a store and you see a mannequin, it looks great, and you think it might look good on me, right? Or you're not even sure, but you just buy the full outfit and hope it's going to work. But most of the time, you're just buying what someone else put on a mannequin, which might not be your style or your image at all. It's just easy. It's done, it's already styled, and you don't have to spend time figuring it out, so you grab what you see. But again, this comes back to not really knowing how to use your wardrobe, how to mix and match pieces, how to put outfits together, and how to create a look that actually elevates your image instead of just copying something that never was meant for you. The next one is very, very painful because this comes down to lack of resources. And I see this all the time with my clients as well. So they keep showing at the same stores. They go to the same brands, whether it's like Banana Republic or White House Black Market. Sometimes they branch out a little bit, but it's still within the same category of brands that are known for, professional clothes. And the problem with this is that most of those pieces are very generic and very bland. And those brands are, designed for women who need to look professional at work. But at your level, that's not enough anymore. You need to establish your image. You need clarity on your personal brand. And then you need to start shopping in places that still offer professional pieces, but in much more elevated way. Because what's happening right now is that you're going into the same stores that everyone else is going into in every mall across North America, and you're buying the same level of clothing, right? And that level is usually very safe, very expected, and honestly not where you want to be anymore. So if you want to show up consistently with like a strong defined image, you have to expand where you shop. Otherwise, your wardrobe is always going to reflect the same generic middle level, no matter how much you keep buying. And the last one, and again, this is very popular, I hear this from so many women, is shopping at the last minute. You have an important event or conference or like a work travel coming up, and you already know that what's in your closet is not going to be good fit for how you want to look. So the last minute, you run into the store, whether it's like a the department store, like a smaller boutique, hoping you're going to find something that works. I know this because I've worked with women like this many, many times. Everything else is ready except for the clothes. And trying to find something last minute when not every store is going to carry what you actually need, and some of those pieces might need to be ordered online, which obviously takes time, is never a good idea. Not only is it stressful, but you don't really know what you're looking for, which leads to frustration, not finding what you want and defaulting to something that just looks, professional enough. And that is a complete waste of your time and your money. So planning ahead, even if you don't love shopping, is key, because then you have pieces ready to go and you're not running around at the last moment hoping you'll find something that works. So overall, for shopping to actually work, whether it's a last minute or something that you've been planning ahead, there are really 3 things you need to figure out. So number 1, you have to be very, very clear on who you are when it comes to your clothes and how you want to look when you walk into all those important rooms, whether it's a conference, negotiation, or leadership meeting. What does that actually look like for you specifically? And I have a video that walks you through step by step, and I'm going to link it here. And this is really going to help you the most to have that clarity on what you want to look like, and really immediately narrow down what you should be shopping for and where to even find it. So number 2, you want to build your wardrobe according to your lifestyle. So whether you are on Zoom, going into the office, or traveling, your wardrobe should reflect how you actually live your day to day. So when you open your closet in the morning, you have pieces that work for everything you need to do. And that way, when you shop, you're not just doing it emotionally. You're buying something because it looks nice, right? You know exactly where you're going to wear it and what you're going to wear it with. So every time you shop, you need that clarity. Where am I going to wear this? How does this fit into my lifestyle? And what am I actually doing day to day? So number 3, have a list of brands that you know you love, that you know fit you and that reflect your image. I personally have about 10 to 15 brands that are my core list brands, and I always go back to because they align with my style, my image, and what I love to wear. So for you, that list might look completely different, and that's the point. By having a narrowed down list of brands that consistently carry what you're looking for in your size and in your style you actually love, is incredibly helpful, because instead of browsing through tons of random brands that may or may not have what you need, you already have your go-to resources. You know exactly where to start, and you know what brands will have pieces you can rely on, even if you're shopping at the last minute. So now you know why shopping is failing you, especially if you are a woman in leadership. If you want to learn more, the free elevated work style guide, you can get it for free in the description below. If you want to work with me, whether inside the Dress for Impact program or one-on-one, you're going to find more info in the description below as well. Thanks so much for watching, and I will see you next week.